Hi, it's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. It's Wednesday. It's April 30th. So, if I can pull off one more freebie today, I will have aced my freebie a day keeps the boredom away challenge for April. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. There were times when it was pretty tough, like yesterday. I had this idea of using up the bulky yarn scraps that Lori sent me to make a pattern. I looked at a pattern. I showed you. I pulled the zebra notebook, which is still up by my chair, and showed you Ziggy Zebra. And he looked little. Well, Ziggy Zebra was made with a light yarn and a 2.0 millimeter hook. When you make something with bulky yarn and a 6.5 millimeter hook, you end up with a big giraffe. No, zebra, not giraffe. Stripes, zebra. I goofed in multiple ways. I forgot that if you're making a rainbow zebra, that the arms are supposed to match up with the stripes as you go down the body. And you see his muzzle's a little wonky, but it's part of his charm, right? So I was using these up. In fact, which one is it? This one up here. It's sort of a greenish gray on the back. From here to here, there's only one row. I had to switch over to the white early because I ran out of the greenish gray. So I finished it up. Time to do the arms. Oh, I was supposed to have all these other colors. I don't have those. So the arms ended up just pink. This was a Hobby Amigo yarn that I got last July when I did my big hobby haul as a reward for having my best show ever. So the arms got to be pink and white, and then the mane is all that same pink. So I think he pulled together pretty well. There's Ziggy. I used up a lot of yarns. The white, I went through an entire skein of white yarn with this. I had to start another one. So there's one bin here that is thrift store yarn. It's significantly less full now because I pulled 2 skeins of white out of there. So there's Ziggy. How am I doing on Lori's challenge? I'm down to 5 ounces. There is the burnt orange. I put the little ball of it in here with the scraps. I think I'm going to try to make a stingray or 2 with this because if you have yarn tied together, it's inside the stingray. Nobody's going to see it. There is little purple. It's either DK or sport weight. So I would probably double that up to make something. And this poofy pink yarn that is blue in the center. Now this, and one more thing. This is wool. So I said I could make scarves for stuffed animals with the wool, and there's a pretty big thing there. I might make some cat toys with that variegated. I like making cat toys with wool. I think the cats like the smell of it. Okay, back to this. Since this has blue in the center and goes out to pink, my thought is I want to check my Da Bears book and see if I can find a new to me freebie pattern for bear that starts legs up. So I could start at the center of this cake. It's washing. Oh, there you go. With the blue. And make the legs in blue. And then it would transition to the pink for the rest of the body. And the head and all that. That's the plan. And then that would be my last freebie for the month of April. And then I can go nuts with my May challenge, clearing the craft cart. The craft cart, I've got cakes of yarn on the top. I've got more cakes on the middle. I've got skeins on the bottom. There are, I believe, 4 works in progress hanging from the sides. Is that it? So for May, I just want to clean some stuff up. I want to clean up that craft cart. I want to clean up some of the works in progress. And I have one craft show in May. Posture, lady, posture. It is May 17th. It's an outdoor show. So that's going to be like good weather. Should be a good show. Bad weather? They're doing a walkathon that day. I don't know how many people will come out for a walkathon if the weather is yucky. But May 17th, I think we got a pretty good chance. I also applied for a show in June. I have not heard back yet. A definite response that I'm accepted for that. Then 2 shows in July. I think I have August free. And then September, I have the forms for 2 shows, one local, one in Pennsylvania. But in, like last year, the one local show here, it was average. The guy who's organizing the show in May had a show also that weekend. I think his shows get better attendance. And I was already booked, so I couldn't do it. So I'm trying to wait a little bit to see, to plan my September. Plan my September. I might have the choice of 3 different shows that weekend. The last weekend of September, there has been a show half a mile that way, down at the end of the street. There's a big farm, and they do a show to benefit like a pet rescue or something like that. And the last time I did it, I only did Saturday. It's a Saturday, Sunday show, and they have food trucks. They have like the kettle corn guy. They had photo op stations, and they're trying to sell their stuff. They've got pumpkins and squash and gourds and all that. The lawn is just filled with piles of winter squash and pumpkins, and people are buying all their stuff like that. And I couldn't do that one last year because I was already booked for something. So I'm wondering, like, okay, what if I end up doing like 3 weekends a row in September? I could do it. I have the inventory to do it. I have the inventory at this point to do a show every weekend, and I would not have a problem. I'd have a problem with exhaustion, but I have the inventory. I'm trying to work on my inventory. I seem to crochet faster than I sell items. Like in the month of, oops, some yarn just dropped. See? Lori's stories. You're not the only one who drops stuff during videos. Okay, the month of April. Oh, I had the Depew show. I don't know offhand how many items I sold at the Depew show. I think it was probably about 12. So if we add 12 to Then there's like 10, no, 11. So I sold about maybe 25 items in April. I've made 53. Is this? Yeah, this is Wednesday. I need to write down Ziggy in here for yesterday. So, items made, items out, items made, items out. So, inventory keeps going. I'm hoping that a few very good summer shows this year will help to even things out a bit. And now that I am able to share links to items in my videos, I need to get into the practice of editing stuff, editing those little cards in, like when I show something. Okay, let's give it a try. This was my Grand Ami Venture project for April, and this is already in my Etsy shop. So let's see if the technically challenged Grammy Penguin can actually link a card in here with a link to this item in my Etsy shop. Yeah. Challenge. One of these days, I'll have a grandchild old enough to hire to do the techie stuff. So I am going to try to finish up the Lori bag. Well, first I'm going to try to find the bear pattern. Then I'm going to try to finish up the Lori bag. There's a bunch of stuff that I need to do to get set up for May. I need to update my inventory. That means I have to go through my calendar and add all of the items that I've made to my inventory. I need to delete the gecko that sold on Sunday and get the new total for the inventory. I need to go into my Ravelry stash and get the figures for where that is currently. I think I may have pulled 1 or 2 skeins of yarn out of my Ravelry stash in April. Over here, for these yarn shelves, these are pretty new acquisitions from like since I started the channel. I've pulled stuff from here. This seems to be where, that's where it's at. I need to get that done. I need to pull the figures on averages for the month of May. It's pretty rare for me to do a craft show in May. So I think my average May sales are going to be pretty low. So it'll be easier for me to set a new record for May. Let's see. Etsy, I think, is usually pretty dead in May. I'll put something up there. What the average number of sales, average dollar amount of sales is for the month of May. And what else do I need to put in? I will go to my blog in the morning and find out where my earnings are at for that. See if I earned another $1 this month. I will enter in my YouTube subscribers and see how many I gained in the month of April. Stuff like that. So I can get that all on the May page of my planner. May page is looking pretty empty right now. There's 1 dot. That is the first Tuesday of the month when Tops Markets gives seniors 6% off. I mean, this is April. We've got all the items that I made. Anything in red is an Etsy sale. And I have a list over here of everything that's sold. Gecko's not put in there yet. I need to put the gecko in there. So it looks like my sales, my overall sales for April were above average. Etsy was above average. I didn't hit my highest number of items sold in April on Etsy was 18. I only had 10 Etsy sales this month. My best month on Etsy, my best April on Etsy was $236.25. I only got up to $125. So I was over $100 short of my best Etsy in April. My best April in Etsy. Yeah. I think I need to go have some more coffee. I didn't bring it back here because I figured, okay, make the video. I'm going to get it edited and get it up right away. So if I'm sitting there sipping coffee and going down rabbit trails, that's not going to happen. So what do I think of? A rabbit trail to go down. You know how they tell you not to cry over spilt milk? Well, yesterday I very nearly did. I told you that I was going to go to the town recycling center, clean out the garage. Okay? So I go out, I open the hatch of my car. Oh! Sour milk. I can smell sour milk. And I'm like, what did I do? Did I like leave a carton of milk in the car when I was shopping on Friday? No, there's 2 gallons and I didn't buy any. No, I don't think so. And I wanted to take my table out of the back of the car. It's been in there since my last craft show. And I figured, it's a month to the next show. I can put groceries on top of the table, no problem. Well, taking stuff over to the recycling center, we're dealing with plastic. There might be something that still had some residue in it. You know, there might be some sticky stuff. I don't want sticky stuff to leak out and get my table all yucky. So I pull the table out, and there's 2 little puddles of spilled milk under the table. There's a little space between the side of the table and the side of the car. So I put the 2 gallons of milk there so that they wouldn't topple over or anything, like go sliding around the back of the car. Well, one of them apparently tipped over. And then it could be that when I went around a curve, the table shifted a little and squeezed it. So apparently 1 gallon of milk leaked a little bit. With the table there, I didn't see it. So from Friday morning to Tuesday afternoon, they just sat out there in the car. So I had to come back in, get some cleaner and some paper towels and a sponge and spray it and scrub it and try to clean up all the sour milk. I think I got it all. I need to go back out and just open up the car and do a sniff test. Can you spray Febreze? I'll have to read the Febreze bottle to see if you can spray it on hard plastics, because that would be my next step. I think I got it pretty much cleaned up, but if the car still stinks of sour milk, that would be my next step. Or just take out the plastic liner, take it outside and blast it with a garden hose and see if that helps. I am very grateful that my car comes with this plastic liner for the back of the SUV, because if that milk had dripped into a carpeted area, that would have been very difficult to get the milk and the stink out of it. So I didn't cry. I just wanted to use that as a little teaser for the story. I am wearing penguin earrings. These are my favorite penguin earrings. Even though, let's see. I could show you. Even though he's wearing a He's wearing a Christmas hat. He's got a big, like, sparkly gem as his belly. Yes, I know. They're Christmas earrings, but they're penguins. And since I'm having a messy bun, get it done day, I thought I would wear some earrings to spiff things up a bit. That's my story, and I'm sticking by it. Okay, I need to stop talking and get back out to my chair to play with yarn. I'll grab Da Bear's folder, notebook, and see if I can find a pattern that meets my stringent guidelines for this. Got to be able to do the legs, the pants separately. I suppose if I had a pattern where you're making up the legs and sewing them to the bottom of the body, I could do the legs separately in the blue and start the body in blue, and that would work out. But I sort of like the whole shape of doing the legs and then joining them and going on with the body. This guy doesn't have a name. The carrot top name is already done. What was the other carrot? There was Danvers. Okay, this is Danvers. We had Nantes for the other one. The other carrot top. Where'd he go? There he is. He's hiding. I put the zebra on top of him. Okay. Nantes, Danvers. Denver. Boop, 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 boop. I suppose I could use the last of that sparkly yarn to make another one of those, but I want to branch out into something else. So I'll try a stingray today, once I am done with my freebie of the day. So, I guess I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you in May. Where did April go? How are we almost halfway done with the year already? May has my daughter's birthday and my daughter's anniversary. And then June has my birthday and our anniversary. What is this? This will be 39 years. Yep. Next year's the 40th anniversary. Be nice if we could do something special for that. We don't really travel anymore. We're homebodies. Okay. Bye-bye. I'll see you in May.